The first year after graduation taught me something unexpected. It wasn't about how to create better art, but learning more about myself. 2024, my first year as an independent artist, was tough. I haven't sold out a single work or participated in any exhibition since graduation. But I'm still happy with what I've learned. I think I've built some basic infrastructure for my future artistic exploration. Today, I want to share my reflections, how I overcame the fear of starting, where I find inspiration, how I began discovering my style, and broke through creative blocks. The truth is, the journey of making art is really a journey of self-discovery, and I think that's something we can all relate to. Have you ever felt the urge to start something new but found yourself stuck, as if something essential was missing, making it impossible to take the first step? You might think that after 2 years of studying fine art, painting would be second nature to me. But in reality, creating my first painting felt harder than writing an essay. Here, my first painting refers to a figurative painting built from my own images scene. Other art mediums and even abstract painting never gave me such pressure. But until just 2 or 3 months ago, creating a figurative painting felt like an unattainable mystery. I imagine many people feel the same way. If a painting comes from a famous artist or is displayed in a prestigious gallery, but you don't understand it or don't like it, you might hesitate to say so. Instead, you might think, am I just not sophisticated enough to appreciate it? Is there some deeper, mysterious meaning here that I'm missing? That's exactly how I felt. That mysterious meaning I couldn't grasp made me afraid to create my own work. If I couldn't even understand or appreciate art properly, how could I possibly make good art myself? After graduation, I felt an urge to pick up painting again. But I felt I was missing a key ingredient, like trying to cook without a crucial seasoning. How could I start painting without it? One day, I couldn't hold back any longer. I thought, to hell with that seasoning. I just have to paint. I picked up my brush and began. To my surprise, everything went smoothly. Once I started painting, I placed myself within the framework of painters, rather than standing on the sidelines looking up at them. While working on composition, color, and form, I realized that painters throughout history have struggled with the same challenges. Understanding this made painting much simpler. Haven't found the style yet? Observe and paint more. Colors not quite right? Practice more. Every problem has a solution. I tore away the mystical veil and finally started creating boldly and confidently. So don't wait for some elusive, mystical ingredient. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to produce a perfect version 1.0. Just start. You can refine it later in versions 2.0 and 3.0. Once you take that first step, many problems will resolve themselves. Do you have a particular theme that fascinates you? Do you know why it draws you in? This might be the starting point of our creativity. I am captivated by camping. Not just doing it myself, but also watching camping videos. I'm especially drawn to snow camping. There's a unique beauty in it. Reflecting on why I love camping so much, I realized it's because it combines survival and existence. When faced with harsh natural conditions, all worries and anxieties fade away. The only thing that matters is pitching the tent and lighting the fire. So I painted a scene of camping in the snow and realized that fire could become a recurring theme in my work. In harsh environments, the fire symbolizes vitality. Amid the complexity of civilization, it awakens our primal instincts. As I created, I realized something about myself. I'm too fixated on logic and realism. For instance, in the painting, there is a tent in the snowy landscape. A tent is something humans set up, so where is the person? Maybe they left their backpack behind. But the tent should also have items like a snow shovel or a carping set. My logical side told me all these details were necessary. But if I included every realistic element, the painting would stray from the feeling I wanted to convey, and its impact would be diluted. I was happy to recognize this overly rigid part of my personality. And then I had an even bigger realization. This painting is small, just 50 by 50 centimeters, but it has taken me nearly 2 months to finish. Initially, I was excited and progress was fast, but the closer I got to the details, the more anxious I became. This realistic style demanded precision, and any mistake in one area required adjusting the surrounding sections, such as if the leaves are painted incorrectly, they need to be redone, and the chances are the cliff in the background need to be redone as well. It became overwhelming, and I avoided working on it, preferring to start other paintings instead. In the past, I might have criticized myself for not practicing enough to improve my technique for the details. But now I'm more accepting of myself. I realized this meticulous style isn't what I enjoy. I prefer bold, expressive and forgiving forms of expression, not a craftsman-like precision down to the last millimeter. This also explains why I felt bored in Florence Uffizi Gallery. Those medieval paintings, though masterful, didn't resonate with me. I'm drawn to the subjective and the dynamic styles that emerged from Impressionism. This discovery not only gave me clear direction for my future work, but also freed me from the frustration of working in a style I don't like. Even the materials I use will change. The heavy, formal frames I've been using, like the style of this current painting, feel too serious. In the future, I plan to explore lighter mediums like paper, wooden boards, or even pieces of peeling walls. When faced with the unknown, do you step out of your comfort zone or do you lean toward safer choices? This decision could shape your creative possibilities. In the summer of 2024, while preparing the first draft of my dissertation as a Goldsmiths MFA graduate, I hesitated for a long time. The MFA thesis is meant to provide a framework for your artworks without strict guidelines on format or content. I wanted to write a novel, a fictional exploration of what a civilization might look like if it didn't rely on technology. It perfectly tied into my reflections on modern civilization. This was a huge challenge for me. I imagined scenarios where I'd get a strict grader who'd give me a failing score, leaving me unable to graduate. For me, academic papers have always been about rigor, strong logic, and solid arguments. I couldn't find any references to papers that were primarily fictional when searching online. Ultimately, I decided to take the risk. Worst case, I wouldn't graduate or earn the degree. After all, I came to London to experience learning art, not just to collect a certificate. In the end, thanks to my supervisor's open-mindedness, I passed with a good grade. This experience taught me that we often create rules and limitations for ourselves. In art, we truly have tremendous freedom. If we let ourselves be constrained by imagined norms, our creations may feel rigid and lifeless. Only by recognizing and breaking the mental barriers we set for ourselves can we unleash our full vitality and create works that truly moves people. These are my reflections on art from my first half year as an emerging artist. If you are an artist or someone exploring self-discovery in another field, I'd love to hear your story. Your experience might inspire me and help more people find their own path. Thank you for spending this time with me.